All right, let's a surprise.
Is this another day of exciting grab bags?
Yeah, kind of. But this one, we're going to start out with some more jazz compilations. So these are jazz compilations out of my collection. Again.
Boy, that's a deep collection now, because we've been doing this for quite a while. Whoa, what a deep collection.
But now we're getting into like the Jazz at the Philharmonic stuff. But that's my favorite part. So anyway, let's go ahead and start. The first one, we're going to start out with a record that we full disclosure, we started to talk about this record on another one, and we didn't know. We just were like, well, it's on Roulette. That's not really a great jazz label, and but I recently listened to it so that we could speak a little more cognitively of it. And it is a good record. It's a very good record. The Birdland All-Stars live at the Carnegie Hall, much like Jazz at the Philharmonic, and a lot of some of the same players. You got Count Basie and Frank Foster and you have Charlie Parker on 3 of the tunes. Dan Terry, Billie Holiday. Basically who's here as far as some more Count Basie, some Lester Young with Count Basie. Sarah Vaughan with Count Basie, and like almost a whole side, almost 2 sides with Sarah Vaughan and Count Basie. So that's pretty sweet. And then we figured this was done in about 1954, and so that was kind of a good time period for all these artists, So yeah, this one's a winner. So if you see Birdland All Stars at the Carnegie Hall, Echoes of an Era, yeah, it's a good one to pick up.
Champ, could I add something to that?
Please.
Oh, how nice of you to allow me in this. I just wanted to tell you, there aren't that many recordings of Charlie Parker live. He was recording so much of his material in the 40s when it was all on 78s. In fact, I have box sets where you had 78s, maybe 2-3 records, and they're all Charlie Parker with an album title. But they're only on 78s because it was done before the LPs. So, and none of that would ever have been live. So to get Charlie Parker
Live
in 52, this is really 54, the last 54. This is the last of really Charlie Parker, because he was such hooked on drugs that he went into seclusion and was not performing for most of the time. And the few recordings that there are out there are usually not very good because his skills had diminished quite a bit.
And you get Lester Young to boot. Lester Young started out with Count Basie, and he comes back, as a little reunion.
It's really worthwhile to get an album like that.
Yeah.
And I'll give you some more information.
Oh, please.
There's a $6 price tag that the Champ paid for that album. Now, when you consider it's a double album, so it's only $3 per record, that's a heck of a pickup.
That was a
So
winner.
if you ever see something like that, take a gamble.
Yeah,
take a gamble. It's probably going to work out.
I don't know. Nowadays, it's hard to find anything under $25.
Oh, with an Obi coming up. Ooh, this is something. I'm impressed. Wow.
I think I'm going backwards. Maybe I should go from the other side. I don't know. Let me
This is
see.
getting even better. I think you got two good ones
Let's just
here.
go here. Since we started here. So this is Jam Sessions number 3. I know that's pretty exciting, isn't it? Number 3. That means there's a 2 and a 1. But these are also just awesome. Norman Granz again. You got Count Basie, Buddy Rich, Harry Edison, Buddy DeFranco, Wardell Gray, which is a guy we were talking about. I didn't record that much because he died. Interesting that this is there, and so this is a great jazz jam with some of the greats. You have any thoughts on this?
Well, you didn't mention that it's a Japanese pressing.
Okay, it's a Japanese
and
pressing.
That's why it has the Obi on it.
Also, it's a Stone Martin cover.
Yeah.
So.
And you have a series of these, apparently.
Yeah, we can keep going there.
Yeah.
Just keep showing. Here's Jazz Jam session number 4. So, even more exciting, there's at least 4 of these. So, this one has Oh Lady Be Good and Blues for the Count. And let's see, on clarinet, Buddy DeFranco.
Oh, it's the same
again.
group, same
Harry
group,
Edison.
yeah.
Yeah. Benny Carter. Let's go get Benny Carter and Ginny Lunsford alumni Willie Smith. So another one with the great art of Stone Martin.
Liner notes by Norman Granz.
Mm-hmm.
And on this other album, number 3 session was Norman Granz liner notes as well.
Mm-hmm.
I love the covers though. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
Oh,
these
yeah.
covers are so great. The artwork is fantastic.
Yeah.
Those are treasures in themselves. It's the same artwork with just a different color motif
So
to it.
there's another one. This is Jam Session
Number one.
Number 1. So maybe I'm missing 2. Oh no, I'm missing 2 things I have to look for now.
Well, you go on Discogs and
Maybe I'll find it for
Yeah.
$100.
well, your wife's here, and now that you've let her know that you need this, I'm sure she's going to run right out and get it for you.
You feeling okay? You seem a little feverish.
Well, I know I couldn't have done that with my own wife, but I thought maybe with yours here, I
No,
could get away with it.
She's over there shaking her head. So that probably won't happen. But there we are. Not that she isn't very kind. She lets me get things once in a while. I'll
Watch
give her
it,
that.
watch
Yeah,
it.
she's right here.
Take care of business here
Take
now.
care. Stay safe. Compendium of Jazz. This is called Compendium Jazz, and it's number 2.
I always use that word all the time. I'm
All
using
the time?
compendium this, compendium that. Yeah.
Vast compendium of music you own. I know.
Wow.
This
Unusual
is Castle
price
Rock,
tag
Johnny
there.
Hodges.
I can't even imagine what that's
Inspected by? What are you talking about?
Oh, it's
in the
inspect-
corner? $4.98.
$4.98.
$4.98. This one put me
Whoa.
back. Oh, it says 8. So $4.98 was somebody else's price at one point, and I had to pay 8 for it. Oh my gosh.
And we have a Verve record here, right? Because it's got the
Yeah, it's a Verve.
the letters that indicate a Verve record. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
wow.
see the picture of Oscar Peterson there. I guess.
Dizzy. I see Dizzy.
You see Dizzy, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think I see Quincy Jones, maybe.
Sonny Greer, Leroy Levette on piano, Emmett Berry on trumpet, Lloyd Trotman on bass, Lawrence Brown.
And is it Sarah Vaughan there on the vocals? Who's the vocalist?
They have Billie Holiday sings.
Oh, it's Billie Holiday. There's only a female on this, so it must have been Billie Holiday.
And that looks like Oscar Pearson. You mentioned him, I think. All these Norman Granz productions are just fantastic. So I don't believe you ever can mess up on those. I remember Dizzy saying that a lot of people steer away from some of the earlier stuff in the 40s and stuff because the recording, it may be mono, but the performances are so fabulous. They
transcend that.
Exactly. They transcend that. Thank you. Transcend.
The audience out there are all
words.
applauding right now because I came up with that word transcend on compendium.
He's smoking today, folks. Okay, Jazz at the Philharmonic.
Go
Go ahead.
Did they have a $3 tag on it?
It might have.
It was $5.95.
Oh, $5. Yeah, it says $5.
Oh, $5.
That does kind of look like a Django one to me, but yeah, this one. These were put out later. You can see a barcode on the back of this. I mean, the music's still great, right? It's about the music, and so this has all that great stuff. It's just a repressing of it. And
It says it's from 1953. I'm reading the liner notes quickly here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're talking about how they started in 1944 with Jazz at the Philharmonic, and they continued for a number of years. So this one is called The Challenges, but it has the Jazz Concert Blues, The Challenge, the ballad medley, Man I Love, Roy Eldridge, Tenderly, Ben Webster, Imagination, Bill Harris, I'll Never Be the Same, Flip Phillips, and Stardust, Dizzy Gillespie. So these you can buy these a little cheaper because they aren't the original pressing. But don't hesitate, folks. Go ahead, get those and enjoy them because fantastic music and fantastic artists. So definitely something
Can't argue with that.
to pick up in your record store travels. The other thing with like the jazz or Philharmonic stuff is you sometimes have to look under compilations, sometimes various artists, sometimes jazz. You just look for the word jazz, and other times you find out under these artists that are on the records. You know, you'll under Dizzy Gillespie or under Roy Eldridge, and you're like, oh, there's one. So they hide them a little bit in the record store, so you got to kind of dig for it. But you know, that's part of the fun of digging, I think. Nordgram Blues 1950. This one has Nordgram Blues, Lady Be Good, Ghost of a Chance, and Indiana. Now, in some of these jazz or Philharmonic, they sometimes repeat themselves. Like I think of How High the Moon. They were favorites. So when they came around the next year, you know, hey, can you guys do that one again? And so sometimes you'll find the same song on a different year, but it's still a new take on it. Right.
Interpretation.
New interpretation of it and different soloists.
There's the third big word of the day, interpretation.
Wow, we're really going for it. The big dollar words. Anyway, so that's another jazz there Philharmonic, and these are, like I said, these are all a little later pressings. This is has Cool Blue, The Challenge, 1 O'Clock Jump. You see, there you go. The Challenge is on there again.
It's a 25 plus minute cut on side A, Cool Blues.
Yeah. So Ben Webster, Lester Young.
That's going to highlight just about every section in an orchestra, you know?
Right, yeah. Roy Eldridge, Charlie Shavers, Bill Harris on trombone, Benny Carter, Willie Smith. So another Ray Brown on bass, J.C. Hurd drums. They're all excellent. And then here's a VSP, Jazz at the Philharmonic All Stars, How High the Moon. I just mentioned How High the Moon, and there's How High the Moon. So another fantastic one. But this is more earlier. I mean, it was this. I don't know if this was the original pressing, but it's an earlier pressing of this one. I don't even know if they did another production of these or not. But great stuff. We got next Nat Cole on piano, Lester Young and Buddy Rich on drums. Giants 3, Nat Cole, Lester Young, and Buddy Rich is the title of this one. So it's got Somebody Loves Me, I Cover the Waterfront, I Found a New Baby, Back to the Land, I Want to Be Happy, The Man I Love, Mean to Me. So, you know, you got 3 Giants here. I don't know if they have an orchestra with them or not.
I don't think so. I don't think so. No.
Okay, but it says from 1945, December 1945, recorded in Los Angeles.
So this is all trio work. That's all.
Yeah. But
nothing wrong with that.
Another great one. That VSP Verve is a clue. And yeah. Again, I paid $3 for it. I know.
Well, you know, inflation really hasn't hit these because if anybody out there is interested in any of these and finds them in their record stores, they're not going to be that much more.
Really?
No, they're not going.
You must be shopping at different record stores than I've been looking at. They seem to be up there.
Well, you don't find them in lady boutiques. I don't know why you think you're going to find them there.
There's the problem. One of
them. I'll have to direct them, you know.
Yeah. So we have next the Charlie Parker Sides, Norman Grand's jam session. Another one that was done later. This has been, I mean, as far as, I believe this is a reissue of this, of some earlier recordings. Ballad medley, All the Things You Are, Dearly Beloved, The Nearness of You, I'll Get By, As Long as I Have You, Everything Happens to me, the man I love, what's new, someone to watch over me, isn't it romantic? So a lot of the American songbook in there. You got Johnny Hodges, Charlie Parker, Benny Carter. Another fine, I think this is a 2-record set too, so that's a nice one. And now as far as an original, we have one of my first ones. This is Jazz at the Philharmonic, new volume 6, formerly volume 8, 9, and 10.
Well, those might have been originally came out as 10-inch records, yeah.
I agree.
As 78s, and they might have only had a couple tracks on each one.
Right, and they also, I think, this says at Clef, Clef Records, which I think is before he went to Verve.
Right.
So, so it's not all on Verve. You can find these on some of these, at least on Clef, if so lucky, because they are very cool recordings. I'm trying to read through this stuff really fast. Midnight Jazz at Carnegie Hall, Joe Phillips. What else we got here? Joe Jones, Howard McGee. Group selected a bit of Ellingtonian titled Perdido. Ray Brown, Hank Jones, Illinois Jacquette, Mordido, Bill Harris. So another fine compilation of Jazz at the Philharmonic, now volume 6. I'm sure you can get lost in these different volumes in different time periods.
Well, you certainly have a good selection of these.
Yeah. I enjoy them.
Here's what I would say about it is that there are generations of jazz. And we'll just go back to this generation of people were mostly born between, say, 1905 and no later than 1920. And they performed through the 40s and early 50s. Many lived a long life, which was unusual for jazz players, and continued on. But a lot of them were gone by, say, 1960. And they are prior to bebop, post-bebop,
avant-garde, fusion.
Avant-garde.
Right.
Yeah. The avant-garde came sometimes was started to break out pretty early by the pioneers of it in the 50s. But at any rate, this is one generation.
Right.
Miles Davis, John Coltrane, and Ron Carter, and a lot of those other people, they were born between, say, 1924 and certainly before 1930. Most of them between 26 and 1928. And they had grown up with completely different teachers, different music, and they created a whole new form of jazz that would become bebop, post-bebop, avant-garde, fusion, and the rest.
Right. And they just kept exploring.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I got today for our compendium of jazz. Volume, whatever volume this is, I'll put it down there somewhere. And that's all I got. Champ out.
Well, Champ, you did a good job. I'm impressed. I didn't know you had so many of these Jazz at the Philharmonic. And
we're just starting, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, next one you'll.
Oh, you got more of them, huh? Okay.
Yeah, not today, but yeah.
Okay.
We got some
but
more.
at any rate, that those are, especially when the album covers have such excellent covers, but by an excellent artist that was from the time unsurpassed. Even today, people want those just for the record covers alone, and a lot of them get framed.
Yeah, especially those early ones. The Stowe Martin covers are always prized.
I don't want to hold you any longer. Thanks for watching, everybody. We appreciate it.
Thanks.